Bam, it's me, A to the Miggity Love More, and I'm here with
A from Barry and Memes. How you guys doing?
Hey, so I guess we about to interview each other right now. This about to be a vibe. So yeah, man, what we doing here? What's happening?
We're here at Lake Merritt. I'm here to support your single because I liked your song. And then I reached out to you and you're like, hey, let's film some shit at the lake for 510 Day. So here we are.
510 Day, you know, so that's what we're doing here. Today's 510 Day. It may be about 510 right now. No, it's 5:55. I just prayed, so I remember. Yeah, basically, just coming up here. I already went to a funeral for my bruh, Patrick Bigham. I went to high school with him, so big love to my bruh Pat. You know, I'm gonna dedicate my performance to this bruh, and you know, celebrating life. Celebrating life. That's what it's about today. Yeah, man. 510 Days, got some performers. You got MacArthur Mays, you got me, you got some other people I don't exactly know, but I know I'm gonna be in that thing. I got 10 minutes, but it's about to be the most exciting 10 minutes you ever seen. I'm about to squeeze so much energy into that 10 minutes. Yeah, I just reached out to this bruh because I was just like, I just think he got a nice voice when it comes to his perspective, you know, like it's like to speak about the Bay Area, to speak about things in general, just having perspective. I think storytelling is like the root of all art, really. That's what I'm learning in life, is being able to tell a story or tell stories, true stories, whether it's true stories, fiction, non-fiction, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, bro, I just think that this brother could, when he talks about stuff and describes stuff, I'm like, okay, that translates. I get it. We get that. We see that. Everybody thinking the shit, but he's saying it. Even if you disagree with it, you think the opposite of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's coming from a real place. It's coming from a real place.
It's coming from a real place. So, yeah, bro. What? I guess the question for me is like, what gives you? Where does it come from? What is the place that your truth comes from?
I think honestly, it's like, okay, so I feel like I didn't realize when I was living here as a kid, and then I just moving around the Bay Area, because I didn't stay in one city only. I lived in Oakland, then I moved to Martinez, then I lived in Vallejo, then I came back to Oakland, and I've been around Contra Costa. I've been around all over the Bay Area, and like I think like you ever just experience something but you keep it to yourself, and you're like, am I crazy, or is everyone seeing the same shit I'm seeing? Yeah. And so like I was like, and also I always wanted to be a writer. I just liked writing articles. I liked reading. I liked all that shit. I just naturally was like drawn to it. So I was like, okay, I want to be a writer, but I don't know how to do it. Like I don't know how to like, hey, read my shit, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, how do I like figure out a way to fucking make people want to read my writing? And I'm like, I'll make memes. That works, maybe. Who knows? I thought I was gonna fail, to be honest with you. There's no way I'd be like, I'm gonna be popping on Instagram, you know? But so I started making memes, and I just started being honest. I'm like, this is what's fucked up about the Bay Area. But like, I feel like if you're like, you say it like that, it just sounds too negative. So you have to make it funny, so that way people gravitate towards it. Because no one wants to be like, this is fucked up, and what the fuck? No one's like gonna really fuck with that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to be funny, and it worked. And then like I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna push my writing, and like that's kind of why I got into it. And the reason why I talk about the stuff I talk about is just because like it's not really like I don't really think about anything I'm doing, to be honest. Everyone's like, how do you do it? What do you come up with? I'll be sitting in my room doing nothing, and I'll be looking at the ceiling. I'm like, you know what? And then like I pull out my phone. I'm like, fuck this. And then you know it goes viral, or people tell me to fuck myself. You know, so you know it's probably the same way that like music came for you. I feel like, you know, I feel like most cool art, like the reason why I liked your song is because like I feel like the Bay Area has the whole hyphy thing or whatever, and it's cool, but like some of it feel, yay, no, but like I feel like it's like it feels like it's forced. Like that's the thing I like when people are just themselves, and I think like there's people who are themselves, and I think this is true of anywhere, but I feel like a lot of people in the Bay Area are trying to be like hella Bay or this and that, and they try to like make it a thing, and it's like you can feel the fakeness, if that makes sense. So the thing I liked about your song is it sounded like a song that came out at that time. Like even though I never heard the song before, it was like this sounds like something I would listen to, and like it was almost like I heard it before, but I had never heard it before, and that's what was cool about it. So yeah, tight. There you go.
That's super tight, bruh. Yeah, I think what was standing out to me though was just what you're saying, just being a journalist, because like just hearing. I got wind of you when you posted me. It's like saying like, hey man, like this brother ain't Love More, you know, and I just tagged him like, let me go see what's up. And then I looked and checked it out, and I was just like, okay, like that post was dope and that was cool within itself. And then you were personable too though. Like by the time you DM me and stuff, I was like, oh, this bro cool. Like this bro just not on that hype shit, not on that vibe. He just like I'm just keeping it lit. Yeah.
I'm a normal I don't know how I got a follow. I don't know how I got like a following. I'm normal as fuck. Because people are like, will send me a message like, I know you're probably never going to see this, but I'm like, no, I will. because I check. Because it makes me feel good. Like, I like when people like my shit. I feel like that's true of everybody. So it's like, that's the thing. I try to, like, even though I have a following a little bit now and like things have not really popped off, but like on the internet kind of, it's like I feel like a lot of people, when they do get a little bit of a buzz, like you have a song on the radio and that's fucking cool. But like, but like you're a chill dude still. Like I feel like a lot of people, they get a little bit of success or a little bit of like attention, and then they're like, they kind of like dicks or like blow people off. Or like what you're talking about, like now people stole your video, and then like they posted and they took your tag off and all that shit because they thought like no one would notice. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like that's because their page is bigger and that they're being dicks. But like the whole thing is just be a good dude when you're winning or like losing or like in the, like when you're just starting or like, you know what I mean? It's like I feel like that's like the foundation to just like success in general is like actually not being a dick, like keeping the door open and shit like that. So yeah.
I mean, the core of it sounds like just authenticity and being real, genuine, just being real. So, because ultimately that's it. Like I seen that aspect in your page, and then I was just like, okay, you got that element there, and then I was like, okay, let me check everything else out. And I'll see stuff here and there, but it's like I didn't spend enough time on it to be like I get the thing, you know. But the thing, like maybe to the outside perspective, but the thing for me was like every time I hear you talk and speak about something, I'm like, oh, this bruh speaking on a specific niche or thing in the world that in a specific way, and it translates. Like that's just all I can really say is like, I don't know if I got an example, but I just know like, all right, this bruh has an opinion about stuff, and we want to hear it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I want to hear your music. I want to hear your opinion too, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, so with the music, for me, I just like you just said it right now. I just put stuff out and then just put it out and it just happened to click. Like if they like it, they like it. And it's like, it's really got to just be chosen. Like you could choose to do something, but the thing has to choose you too. You know, It's a two-way street.
You can't force shit. You can't force a conversation. You can't go into something like, I'm going to make it like this because this person made it like this. The best shit, like, honestly, I feel like spontaneity, like doing something just randomly, is like when the best shit happens. I feel like that's like the fuel of creativity. If you just do some shit without thinking about it, like I feel like structure is good because it's good to practice and, you know, practice your craft, which is definitely cool. But like, I feel like just doing something spontaneously is when you get your most authentic take. And I think it's that makes people like you and like what you do, whether it's like having a conversation or like, you know, whatever. But yeah, like, are they your friends? I was like, there's like staring. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt. No, you're all good. It's all good. But yeah, like I feel like that's what it is. Okay, you know when you're talking to somebody and like say like, have you ever had like when you're about to meet somebody and you're nervous or something?
I had that before in life.
Yeah, and then like the conversation's weird because you don't know what to say. I feel like creativity is like that too.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like when you overthink it, it won't come. But when it's just like when you're not thinking, it works.
But you want to know how that happens is because having expectations and saying like, you know what? I see this girl, I think she's cute, and I want her to be this thing for me. So when I go up there, I have the intentions to make that person or that situation into what I want it to be. So I'm trying to transform myself to be what I think this thing wants to want me. You know, so I think that is it with music. Oh, this is about to be a hit. Everybody gonna like this. Oh, everybody dancing. I'm about to make the biggest dance song ever. It's like, but it's not gonna come from an authentic place because like you're trying to. That's when you're trying to force something.
Exactly. And people can tell. Yeah. People can tell. You know what I mean? Like if something's not good, it's not good. You know what I mean? And usually what's good comes from the heart, basically. I know it's like corny to say, but that's the truth.
It's it. It's the thing, bro. It's really that. And I think that's why we're being chosen right now is to be our authentic selves. And because I'm coming here, the celebrity is over fucking with me. That's not a thing. Celebrity is not a cool thing anyway. Because it's like, for me, I look at it like this. If I go see my family, I don't want them to be like, oh, well, if you got time for me, then make time. You know, your busy schedule, like, it's like, bro, don't do that to me. I just want my family to see me and love me. Like, oh, what's up? I want you to see you. Hey, give me a hug. I want you to be genuinely happy to see me, but I don't need you to, fan out and fall on the floor. You get what I'm saying? So that's just whack. I just want that real authentic. Love me when I come, but that's the thing. Sometimes people don't love you like that. That same thing. Like, they won't show up and be happy to see me like that. You can see your family be like, oh, there we go. He there again. I don't want that in it.
Superstar because he's on the radio.
No, let's just say period. Let's just say period. Just regular family that you're not doing nothing in life. You just at least just work somewhere. You're just doing your thing, regular stuff. People can get used to you. You know, like, that's just them. We see them all the time. It's like, don't get used to me like you just nose blind or, you know, spirits blind to my fucking existence. That you don't care that I'm here, you know? So I don't want to be seen like, oh, I ain't shit, you know? But I don't need you to be like, I'm hella oh my gosh, this is blowing up.
I want to be treated like a normal person and treated with like base level respect that you just deserve for being a person.
And just that, bro, and that's just like genuineness. It's like looking at the lake, bro. Some people come to the lake and it's like, oh, this is a lake, whatever. It's just Oakland, whatever. But people vacation to places like this all the time. And I want to be able to, every time I come to the lake, I feel like, I'm on vacation. I'm doing something big, something major.
Honestly,
you know?
This is true, though. Like, if people, like you said, you know, you went to New York City and you went to all those places. The Bay Area looks better than a lot of the country. I'm not trying to I'm just telling the truth. Like, in the Bay Area looks better than a lot of California. This is no disrespect to Sacramento.
The only place I can say is San Diego.
San Diego's nice. Woo. San Diego's hell. The beaches are nice and it's clean. And, no, I see what you're saying. But like, generally speaking, though, it's like we have the bay, we have the ocean, we have mountains, we have fog, we have trees, we have the city, we have fucking the suburbs, we have fucking like rich people, poor. Everybody's here. Yep. Like, there's not a lot of places that are like that. Like, I was in Las Vegas for a thing for my work, and I like. When I landed back in the Bay, I was like, oh my fucking God, thank God I'm back. Like, it just, I don't know, just, if life feels like life here. And in other places, it just feels like a place where you're like in a house and there's really nothing outside of that house. So people just stay in their fucking house and, you know, shit post on my comment section. You know, that type of stuff.
Bruh, that's the thing though, like, I think that's the beauty of us. That's why I feel like I say that we are the blueprint for the rest of the world. Because, you know, the first city out here in America was New York, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, or let's say the first city of the new cities that's
Philadelphia, Boston, the East Coast was like the old America. Yeah.
The East Coast. So a lot of things emulate that. So for it to be the last thing, you know, the gold rush and all that and be over here, I feel like we got to look at everybody else and be like, okay, we want to add this, add a little bit of that, add this, and then we have it, you know? And I think that makes the most, just like the last kid, you know, it's like you got 4 brothers or something, 4 siblings, and then the last one is just the baby. They just get babied, you know? So we get that vibe, and but at the same time, we have the most fight. You have the most shot in this world, you know? So it's just like, okay, we got Black Panthers. We got just our whole energy. Basically, let's just say that. It's the people. The people rally up. We got us. Like, we vibing. We are an emulation of the Bay Area. Like, this is what it looks like. People in the Bay Area. 2 different races, 2 different demographics, 2 different hella probably shit, who knows, but hella similar and hella different, but together and gonna rock and be able to rock with each other in a probably most genuine way of all of America. Don't get me wrong, there's some fake shit going on out here too, where people want that image of like, I'm for the community, but they like, you ain't for the community, bro. You are not for the community, bro. You just on some, you just want to come across that way because that's the cool thing to do out here.
There's like you look like everyone wants to do, like, for example, like and it's also like the times change how people communicate, but they'll mean the same thing. For example, like, I remember, because like I walk all over Oakland because it's like interesting. It's an interesting place to walk around because different parts have different feels. And like, if you go to like some of the really rich parts of Oakland, you know, that you'll see all the Black Lives Matter sign and stuff like that. But it's like, you have to wonder, like, do they really give a fuck about anything? Like, that's the thing. It's like, and also it's like, you know, and I remember, like, that's the thing about the times being different and them speaking differently. So back in 1991, the Oakland Hills wanted to actually make their own city and separate from Oakland. And this was like a thing. And they were like, well, because regular Oakland people, it's a piece of shit. They were just talking a bunch of shit about it. But now those same neighborhoods that were literally trying to segregate themselves from Oakland, and they can't say it directly back then, but you know what the hidden language is. And those same neighborhoods are like super woke now. But it's you know what I mean? And like, that's a lot of what I criticize.
Bro,
like,
I can see, bro, this is the best dynamic. Look, see, so that is a genuine thing, and I love that you speak on that, and that coming from you is like, that most people will be like, I feel that, and I hear that, and they'll love to hear that, and I feel that vibe.
It's just like a lie.
I have this progressive thought about it. So like, let's say, because I was in Berkeley, I lived in Berkeley probably like for a couple, like maybe a year or so, a couple months when it came to in the pandemic, you know, like right by the Alta Bates. So it's super nice over back there and all in there. It's nice, it's good, it's good. So I'm walking down the street and the one, bruh, I kid you not, bruh, I felt like, bruh, that Black Lives Matter shit, like the second this go around, it was good. It was like I was driving the car and it was like, go. I'm like, me? Oh shit, I could go for it. Like the white person in the other thing was like, go, bro, go in front of me. Like, I really felt a moment of like, I'm not getting judged. I'm not feeling that. Just walking around and I see it and I see the Black Lives Matter in the windows and I feel that same way. I felt that way. Like, do they really care about Black lives? Like, is this what you gonna do for the fight? Like, is this your big grand gesture to Black Lives Matter to put a sign up, you know? But the thing is, what I recognize is that that's like a Crip in the blood, like Crips and Bloods. Let's say that. And you a Crip, but you got a blue rag in your window. it's really that. Like, it's letting the whole rest of the Crips know that, he kind of, you fuck with them? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's literally that. And it's like, it's the most smallest gesture, but it's baby steps for some people. And it's great people in the world like you and certain people that will have a voice to stand up because you are great. Most people will never get the inkling of bravery or voice to speak in the way that you will. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, for me, it's like, so the world's based on money. This is why I kind of like pick on it a little bit. It's like, here's the thing. The Bay Area's hella rich. Just generally speaking. It's like well, right now San Francisco's going through some shit, but for years San Francisco was literally the richest major city in America. You know what I mean? Like, it was like literally the billionaire capital. Did you know that? There's more billionaires in San Francisco than anywhere else in the world out of like big cities. And then like, that means a lot of people have a lot of money. So my thing is like, if there's enough money to take care of the problems people have here. There's no question, you know what I mean? So when I see people go, oh, you know, they say all this cool progressive shit, it's like, I want that to actually be reflected in what's going on, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, like there's actually this great Tupac interview actually. He was like, why you need 4 houses? What the fuck? You know, like, I forgot what exactly he said, but it's true. It's like, exactly, yeah. I watched that and I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And that was back in the 90s and it's the same shit. But it's like, if like, for example, and this is the thing you see everywhere, it's like you see big ass houses and then you go to certain parts, big ass houses in the Oakland Hills and Piedmont and Rockridge and wherever, and then you see, you know, fucked up neighborhoods with like we were driving on the street, potholes all fucked up, and there's bars in the window and everything, you know, you get the vibe. Or there's like hella homeless people. It doesn't cost a lot of money or really a lot of time to fix these problems. Now, obviously there's addiction and things like that there's more nuance to that, but it's like, you can't go around telling everyone you're a great person and all this other shit when you're really not willing to collect, because it's not just one person. There's not one person who can fix these fucking problems. It's just like collectively. And the thing is, like, specifically rich white people do have the power in the Bay Area, in the most of the world. That's just a fact. It's not like an opinion. And if they do say they care enough about all this other shit, then they kind of have the burden of like basically really doing something to facilitate that. And that's the thing. It's like they're saying, that's why I get annoyed. And it's cool that, like, you know, there's the Black Lives Matter sign and, you know, the person lets you cross and all that shit and they weren't a dick to you. But it's like, it's bigger than that. It's like, hey, put equal funding in schools. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, it's cool that, you know, Berkeley gets money for education, but why doesn't West Oakland get the same amount of money as, say, West Berkeley? Why does the Oakland Hills have smooth roads and, like, East and West Oakland are literally, like, driving on a fucking cheese grater? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I get annoyed with. And it's not just a lack of money, because it's like, the Bay Area has it. Even with the economic downturn, the Bay Area's rich as fuck.
It definitely is.
You know, so that's why I get annoyed, because it's like, you can't, if the rhetoric doesn't meet the reality, or if the rhetoric doesn't reflect the reality, is the rhetoric real at all?
Yep.
So,
well, I definitely agree with that, and I know that, you know, that's accountability. I'm all for accountability. Like, I feel like it's worse when somebody dresses up acting as if, you know, they're fucking sheep when they're really a wolf. When instead of just be a wolf. And that's what I think. That's why people love Trump. You know, it's like, shit. Like, at least I know he's being exactly. He don't give a fuck, and he don't. Like, so I think that is like. Even I have a cousin that was just like, she like a dude, and it's just like, why you like him? Because he's honest to me. And it's like, could tell her the worst stuff or do the worst stuff, but at the end of the day, the bare minimum of this person doesn't lie to me is so appreciated that she'll accept whatever. You get what I mean?
Honesty's more valuable than anything.
So I definitely get that aspect, the accountability of it, you know, but the reality of it, and especially like think of all the times people march, all the protests and all the stuff, is that we can't expect nobody to do shit for us. The people that actually feel that way and that actually can live that up, that takes work. That takes a skill set to execute that most people can't. You know, and that's the thing why I feel like we have it in us. Like, we are born to do it. That's what we're doing right now, bro. We are literally the manifestation of the change. Yeah. You feel me? And it's our opportunity. Like, I'm talking about hella people. Like, I say, like, Mr. Fab or E40 or all the rappers are like Too Short, whatever. I'll be like, dang, why they don't do this and why they don't do that? You know, why the president don't do this, why they don't do that? And then I get kind of close and I start meeting some of these people, Mr. Fab, all these people. I'm like, this bruh's maxing out what he can do. Like, he
Yeah, no.
He's like, he's doing his thing right now. Like,
superhero.
for who he is, like, he's doing a lot. Like, past, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he does
so,
like all the giveaways
you
and
know,
stuff.
I'm like, you are doing pretty good for what you do and where you come from. That's his thing. The thing is, for me, is that I'm the person that can fulfill that other thing that they can't see. I had to really learn that, and so I don't get mad at all these people. Because I used to be hella mad at people, bro. Like, the president, why are you doing this? But it's like, okay, in order to change that, it needs to be my turn. And I need to do all the work that it takes to get there, even if it's hella different adversity, because that's going to make me super qualified, bruh, to do some shit to change the world. And they're going to be like, okay, well, he did this, this, and that in front of our eyes. If he did that, I'm behind him. I get it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what qualifies us to be great. And I think that's what we're doing right now, bro, in the most beautiful way, bro. Like, we are the leaders of this shit. Like, we have no money, none of that type of vibe. Well, we have enough, we got stuff, but we're changing the value system, and it is just off the strength. Like, this bro go, I fuck with him. He's inspiring me, you know? And that's the mutual in this. You know, and that will continue. It won't be like for this moment, like, are we gonna use each other in this moment because we're both useful, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no, bro, if you're a genuine person, whether you up or down, you got a page, no page, bro, I fuck with, bro. Like, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you, bro. I'm talking to a homeless, bro. Like, he has nothing to offer me right now besides who he is, his essence as a person. He has nothing to offer me societal-wise, like as in money and certain other resources, but the resource that he does have is love and acknowledgement and wisdom, and maybe identify, man, you handsome. Anything, you know, little stuff that people that got everything money-wise would never tell me and never give me the vibe for it. You feel me?
Yeah. A good conversation goes a long way. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you have a good conversation, because like everything else is made up. Like, money's made. All this shit's just shit people made to like keep people in control. So it's like, if you have a good conversation with somebody, like that's where the value stems from. You know what I mean? It's like, people create value. Value doesn't create people. People create the value. Like, money doesn't make people. People make money. The reason why we say money is important is because we said it was. Yep. It's just fucking paper. Like,
So,
you know.
I guess I got this because we going in. To wrap it up, I guess I'll just say, man, I value you, bruh. I think that you super dope, bruh. I think that you got like a real great way of communicating. I feel like you got a lot of heart and love, and when it comes to accountability for anybody in every walk of life, bruh. Shit, man, you got that fucking tall, bro. You got the handsome vibe, you know. I feel like just like past Ben Stiller, past like, you know, I think, not to say past it, but in that realm, you know, all these people, you know, I feel like you got that element too. Now you could just be the sex symbol, like stepping out. Do your thing, no, for real. Like really, bro. I think that you have that element of to be able to, you know, cause. Like, I just seen a girl at In-N-Out just right now, and I was like, you bonita, you are bonita, but at the same time, you know, trabajas, you feel me? Like, you work. It's not just because you're beautiful and you're here. You like, I'm gonna go ahead and work and put my energy in, you know? Yeah. So I think that the same thing with me. I'm not a visual type person. That's not what my initial thing was. I had to learn how to adorn myself in certain ways after I put the work in with my physical, like with my mental and spiritual. So, you know, I just want to tell you that you're doing dope things, and I see that element. I see the love in you to be able to say, like, bro, you know, I'm gonna hold people accountable, and I'm gonna just be on the front lines of people talking shit to me, telling me that they love me, talking bad, like not celebrity, but just off the straight. I'm on the front lines to just say I'm a leader and I want to speak up for us, you know. So I just value you for that, bro.
Thank you, man. And also, like, I appreciate everything you're doing, and like also just like being a good positive, like honestly being some dude who's like in Oakland making music and it's like positive shit. Which obviously I have nothing against, like rap where it's talking about like fucked up shit. I get it, it's there, but it's like too much of it's too much. And I think it's good to have a balance, and I think you provide that, and I really appreciate it.
All love, man. Hey, and always remember, they may do it to you, but don't do it to yourself.